He looks like a Pitbull, fights like a Pitbull.
Actually, Pitbull Teofimo would be a good fight, you know.
Yeah, Valenzuela's 5th on the list of the WBA, isn't he?
He causes anyone problems in this division, and I mean anyone.
I think it's Morrell's first fight at light heavyweight.
He's got an interesting future ahead of him.
Well, I think Kalajdzic is a tough nut.
Look forward to this night. It's going to be great.
I'm going to go Morrell on points.
I think he's going to knock him out in about the 3rd or the 4th.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to do the second part of the undercard of the Bud Crawford versus Israel Madrimov fight, the Riyadh season in LA, in Los Angeles. So we've got on this one, Isaac Cruz fighting again. So should we do that? Pitbull Cruz versus Valenzuela. Cruz is one of our sort of faves. He looks like a Pitbull, fights like a Pitbull. Nickname Pitbull, Isaac Cruz. In the super lightweight division against Valenzuela. I don't know, got to be honest, that much about Valenzuela, but they're both a similar age. Cruz is 26, Valenzuela is 25, similar. Valenzuela has the height advantage. He's 5'8" versus 5'3".
Everyone's got a height advantage over Pitbull.
Yeah, he's used to fighting. He fights at that range. So it's 173 to 164. And in reach, he's got a huge reach advantage, 70.1 inches, 178 centimeters versus 62.6, 159. So he really is a Pitbull. He's got the short little... And they're both orthodox stance. Pitbull's had 26... wins, 29 fights, 26 wins, 18 by KO, 69% KO percentage. He's got 2 losses and 1 draw. He hasn't been stopped. And Valenzuela has got 13. He's got 15 fights, 13 wins, 9 by KO. So again, 69% KO percentage. 2 losses in which he was stopped in one of them. Yeah. Do we see anything but a Pitbull win here?
I think...
And it's for the WBA World Super Lightweight title, which is Isaac Cruz's.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's a Pitbull win, isn't it?
I think it'd be a pretty big shock if... Oh, man.
It's just how he wins, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
But obviously, Pitbull's got quite a massive following, hasn't he?
Well, he's got a good resume. I mean, his losses against Gervonta Davis, which was but it was a really close decision, unanimous decision loss. His other loss was, I think, back when he started against Luis Montano Alvarez. Again, quite close-ish, but I haven't seen the fight. I don't know. That was a loss, unanimous decision. But that was only like his 6th fight. And then since then, he's been quite good. He's had a draw. A draw against all the names today. Jose Capilla. I won't say his middle name.
I think
that was a draw on point. And then if you look at, I'll just go through a couple of them. Then you've got like
he's beat Yorkis Gamboa, Rolly Romero,
Eduardo Ramirez, Giovanni Cabrera, Rolando Romero. You know, all of them by stoppage and a split decision against Cabrera. And Cabrera was the sort of taller thingy fighter, isn't it? But it was a quite close one, but I think he was the more aggressive on that. It was two different styles, so it depends on who you favour. The long distance boxer, obviously, because he had a huge reach advantage and height advantage against Pitbull just going in and being aggressive. Go on. Sorry, what were you going to say? On that?
I'm just wondering whether Pitbull's after another fight with Gervonta.
Well, I think he's moved up in weight now, isn't it? So I think Tank's got enough. Gervonta Tank Davis has got enough with Shakur and Loma and co. Really, I think his next big fight's Loma. That's the biggest fight in that division. And I think Pitbull's got enough on there's enough going on in the super lightweight that he could take.
Yeah,
there's enough
true.
opponents in there. There's Haney, Tiafimo, and all that.
Pitbull Haney's a good fight.
Yeah.
Pitbull Haney's
All of them are, isn't it?
really
Although
good
Tiafimo's now calling out. Oh, we forgot to mention, he's calling out Bud Crawford, saying, yeah, he hasn't beaten anybody. He's just useless.
fight. Tiafimo needs to go back in his box.
I think he's trying to make some dollars.
Actually, Pitbull Tiafimo would be a good fight, you know.
I think there's a lot of that division. There's a lot similar type of fighters.
No, I mean, going back to this fight, I just think it's just getting Pitbull out, isn't it? Introducing him to the Saudis.
He's got that style to watch, isn't it? Which is quite like we've said as well.
Yeah,
Bless you.
He's like our Scouser fella, isn't he?
Yeah. What's our Scouse fella's name? His Ball.
Nick Ball, yeah.
He's similar.
He's like him, isn't he?
Yeah. It's just hard not to like them in the way they go.
Yeah,
the fighting style, because it's not boring. You just know he's just going.
They're never going to be in boring fights, ever.
So,
and this is why we like him. I think he's got a great fan. You know, the Mexicans.
Good fan base.
I mean, he's a Mexican as well, and he tough as nails.
Yeah.
Good fan base. Most probably had about 4,000 amateur street fights.
Yeah. Pre-amateur fights. Because Valenzuela's actually born in Mexico as well,
Yeah, I
isn't
mean,
he?
there's an all Mexican
Sinaloa.
clash.
And then he's an American Washington resident now.
But I don't see anything but a Pitbull win quite easily, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look at Valenzuela's sort of
resume.
Well, he was doing quite good, and then he's met Edwin Los Santos, isn't it? And lost by KO. And then Chris Colbert, he's fought twice. He lost unanimous decision, then beaten by KO. And I think he was comfortably winning the fight in the second fight. So the first one might be a bit of a thing.
It's a different animal going in against the Pitbull.
Edwin Los Santos is a good, but yeah.
He just wears you down, doesn't he?
Pitbull's a tough ask.
Just wears you down, throws them little short punches, but it's just, I like him.
He's got a good punch range.
Yeah,
he's used to fighing fighters taller, so it doesn't make much difference.
Yeah,
for
but like say, what is he, 5'4", isn't he?
Yeah, he's only tiny.
You know, good on him. I like him. I think he causes anyone problems in this division, and I mean anyone. And
he's a tough fight for anybody.
Do you know what? I'm going to go straight to the prediction, and I'll talk. I think he's going to knock him out in about the third or the fourth.
Yeah. I'll give him a bit more generous. I'll go to 5, 6, but I think the fourth or fifth round he's going to have him out. I think he's just going to be too tough for him.
Yeah, because I think after this, let's talk about who's after this.
Yeah. I take it we want him to win as well, because I don't really know enough about Valenzuela, so it's not being on guide. I don't know.
I think the division's quite hot. You know, you haven't got right. I was going to say Ryan Garcia, but no, can't fight Ryan Garcia. Tank's a great fight. I'd love to see that fight.
Well, I think Tank's going to go on, but even if you take the people he's gone now, there's Tio, there's Haney, Parrow's in this division. Let's not forget our Australian friend.
That's a massive fight in Australia.
Catrell's in this, and he's got a fight coming up. Ramirez is in there. Obviously, Subriel Mate, so even though he's gone down, but like there's
still a big name.
Prograde. Well, Catrell's fighting Regis Prograde, isn't he, next? So they've got that. So there's enough interesting fighters there that would be really Catrell, Parrow, Ramirez, Haney, or like Lopez would be good.
He's the WBA
Matthias
champion.
was higher up, obviously, but like
no,
that is issue.
Don't forget about him for a minute. It's whether Pitbull wants to unify the division. I think.
Yeah, Valenzuela's 5th on the list of the WBA, isn't he?
I think Haney next.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Haney's, they're saying Sandor Martin, isn't it? Is his next mandatory. Which one's Haney got?
Praro in Australia, though.
Yeah, there's enough fights before Davis cleans up. If Davis can clean up his division, then I think that fight against him would be a rematch. Would be epic.
He's got a big fan base. Pitbull as well. Like I've said, he has got a huge fan base.
Yeah, style is going to attract.
I think it's going to be. I think he's going to put on a show in America on the Saudi card, and the Saudis will have him straight back in a really big fight. They seem to like this aggressive, come forward style, which he is, with measured, pressured aggression. It's not just outright.
No, he's a good boxer. It's not just like a,
What did he say? What? Because he's the WBA, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Haney, still WBC. And we've got the IBF. And the WBO.
WBO is TO. IBF is Liam Parrow.
Yeah, and WBA.
WBC super lightweight is vacant.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And it's Alberto Puello who's the interim champion. And then Isaac
WBA.
Pitbull Cruz is WBA.
God, make the Tio fight. I love that fight.
Yeah.
I really love that fight.
Tio
Mind
would
made
just
up.
Yeah.
That's a great fight.
I think him versus Tio would be a really, really good matchup.
Yeah, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that fight. It's big.
But there's enough there.
Juicy.
Cattrall be huge. Parrow would be huge. But
Cattrall's got a Cattrall.
On the
Cattrall's got
styles,
a
I think
fight.
Tio and him would be.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The style.
Cattrall stylistically would have been.
Cattrall's never going to be.
He needs to get up past a couple, but then it would be like a title fight. It would be interesting. I think Cattrall versus Parrow would be more interesting.
Cattrall's got to get past Prograde first, mate. And
that's a tough ask. Yeah. That's what I mean. He's got to go up a couple of levels yet in him. And then you're in that. There's the Haney, Tio, Parrow.
I'm just wondering whether they've
Cruz.
already got Pitbull a fight ready that they'll announce straight after this. I think they have.
They probably will have.
I think they have. And I'm just wondering whether it's in Australia.
Yeah. Well, I think that they will probably look at those, and he's probably going to want to go now because it's the undisputed thing. There's enough of those fights to be big fights. You've got to fight them, and he doesn't look to me like the type who's going to duck anybody. He doesn't need to. So I think
no, he really doesn't, does he?
He doesn't look like the kind that turns down a fight.
No.
So I think maybe the people around him and the politics of it, but I don't think he's the type to duck the fight, and he'll want to fight them. So yeah, I think he will go after that. Some people on that list.
Yeah,
they may duck him. That might be different, but I don't think he's going to duck.
Yeah.
So
see. No.
So what do we got on our? We've done a prediction.
Yeah, I'm going for round 3. You're going for 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I do think this is one of what we talked about with the likes of Tio and things and warm up fights, just because there was no big fights out there. I think this is one of them. To be fair, just get him.
It's a reasonable level opponent, but I think he's a level above.
Show him off to.
Yeah.
And he's a big name.
Yeah.
He is a big name.
A good performance is just going to raise his profile within that.
And
season,
not being disrespectful to his opponents, I just don't give you a chance, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. He'd have to have a very off day, I think, for that to be. Okay, we'll leave that one there. David Morrell is stepping up from super middleweight to light heavyweight to take on. Let me just breathe and tell you his name. Kalajdzic, but I'll say his first name as well to give you the full. It's Radivoje Kalajdzic.
Well done.
This is an interesting fight because I think it's Morrell's first fight at light heavyweight because all his other fights, he's 10-0, but it was a super middleweight, so he's stepping up here. I will check that, Joe, just to confirm. Kalajdzic. Kalajdzic only lost to obviously Artur Beterbiev, which everybody loses to, and Marcus Brown by a split decision, which was really, really, really close. Kalajdzic was down in round 1, Brown was down in round 6. So that was a really close fight. And then Beterbiev, it's Artur Beterbiev, so there is no shame in losing there. Most of us would lose in that. But so he's a good light heavyweight, solid.
His amateur,
and he's had some good fights.
Yeah, his amateur career was at light heavyweight. He was a youth world champion in 2016.
That's not what I want to do. So we'll go to Morrell's.
Representing Cuba, southpaw, awkward, like Kalajdzic. 6'1". Good knockout ratio. Knocked out 9 of his 10 already.
He's big. He's big at super middleweight, isn't he? But obviously they've stepped out of there to go to light heavyweight.
26 years of age.
Yeah. He's at a good age if he is really proper light heavyweight and he can get past this level, because this is a good level of opponent. And Beterbiev and Bivol sort of go off, then he's got that opportunity
he's the WBA regular.
Yeah.
Not the, like I say, winning gold medal at the youth championships, that is tough.
He's the Cuban school. They're normally good boxers, aren't they? Yeah. They're trained quite well.
He's got an interesting future ahead of him. Obviously, this is just another little stepping stone.
Well, I think Kalajdzic is a tough nut. This is it's not a Marius Briedis level of tough nut, but it's not that far. It's a good level of opponent to go against.
Yeah, like I say, it's a good level of opponent that he should take.
If he's going to be a light heavyweight, he needs to take care of. I think it's similar to the...
Don't rush.
Jared Anderson's...
Yeah, don't really proper rush him, though.
Yeah.
Don't have him fighting for a world title in his 12th fight.
Well, I think he's got to have a few of this level of opponents with, this solid, good boxers, tough nuts where you build up that reputation a bit before you go for... Because if I was him, I wouldn't want to fight Beterbiev or Bivol just yet. You're going to get wiped out.
No, forget about Beterbiev and Bivol. You've got Benavidez.
There's a whole load of other fighters of that.
You've got Anthony
I think
Yard,
Benavidez, hasn't he gone back down in weight?
Callum Smith.
There's the whole British contingent you could go through
Hamza
before.
Shiraz, and there's...
Shiraz is
not
lower
Shiraz.
down.
Not Shiraz.
The other guy.
Yeah. There's a lot of...
Light heavyweight is quite well stacked with British fighters that are of a good level.
Take away the top 2.
Yeah, it's the next level. You've got to have a good go at beating them.
Not quite there yet,
but
3 or 4 fights, yeah. If he keeps on going the way he's going.
Rankings. Where have I put the ranking? There we go.
I think this young man might go a long way.
I'll just bring up the light heavyweight rankings so we can get what the current ones are.
I don't like the rankings of it. I disagree with it.
Well, it's just to get the names up in it. There's Aziz Yard, Callum Smith.
See, Dan Aziz shouldn't be in there. Joshua Buatsi, he's got a fight coming up anyway. Callum Smith, I don't know whether he's retired or not.
It's Lyndon Arthur as well, isn't it?
No, forget Lyndon Arthur as well.
Buatsi has gone out in it. Richards.
No, I wouldn't put Craig Richards up there either.
No, they're not in the list. I'm just saying there's people. So, yeah, he's the WBA World Super Champion with Canelo, wasn't he? So he's the next one behind, Canelo in that weight. Oh, yeah, sorry. I rolled a super middleweight. Just thinking, that guy looks like Canelo. It is Canelo.
No, like I say, it's a good test for him. It'll find out where he is.
Well, Buatsi, Yard and Smith are like 4th, 5th, 6th, aren't they?
Yeah.
Vozdik's back in at number 8. Ramirez, number 7. Aziz is number 10. Hutchison is number 9. So there's a huge, heavy loading of British fighters in that. Benavidez has gone to number 3 in Ring Magazine's light heavyweights.
How's he gone to number 3 after one fight? Winds me up that.
Exactly. And then in the WBO, the number, obviously after Beterbiev, the number 1 is Buatsi, the number 2 is Hutchison, number 3 is Yard. And we got Smith and Parker. Parker's there as well, 9 and 10. It's quite funny. This is good. And Aziz and Richardson
winds me up
11 and 15th.
It proper winds me up when I see it because it's not accurate in my eyes. No, but he can win this and keep taking them stepping stones. There's no rush. He's 26 years of age. Absolutely no rush at all for this man.
Kalajdzic, number 4 on Bibble's one, WBA. So he is quite a good boxer.
Yeah. He is, like I say, but it's going to be a good test for him. But I think he's going to have a little bit too much skill and power. He's a good hitter.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know he was light heavyweight in thingy because I was thinking, why is he stepping up? But then that might be more his natural weight where he's warmed up as super middleweight and gone. And then...
so now it'd be good.
He's a good boxer.
Yeah, I think he'll knock him out as well.
Well, only Beterbiev's managed to do that.
Well...
So, I think I know. Let me just see. Or did Marcus Brown get him out of there as well? No, that was a split decision. So it was only Beterbiev in round 5. But yeah.
Morrell make a statement here, telling you.
Yeah, so we can look at the predictions then. What are we going to think? What do you
Morrell
think?
Knock him out.
In
7 rounds.
How many rounds is it going for, actually? Let me just check.
2.
Yeah, it's a 2-round fight. So, 12 rounds.
Yeah, it's got to be 12 rounds now because he's been WBA champion because it's not going any long. Make your decision. You're going
What did you say?
I'm going 7th round KO.
Okay. I'm going to go Morrell on points.
I thought you might. No, be good.
Because we've got to have some of them are going to go to points, isn't it, on the undercard?
Look forward to this night. It's going to be great, and I will prevail as the perfect predictor.
I don't think we know enough about the other lightweight fight, do we? Andy Cruz and Moran. So we'll just... Interesting fight. We'll watch it and we'll see and we'll do some after. But I don't think we know enough to make... I think there's enough on there to do that. So yeah, we'll look forward to this one. So watch the other parts as well. We've got a video on Crawford and Madrimov, and we've done the heavyweight ones, Ruiz Jr. versus Miller and Jared Anderson versus Martin Bakole. And obviously we've gone through the fights here. Let us know what you think.
Come on, the Pitbull.
Yeah. And Kalajdzic fans, do you think it's going to be Morrell, or do you think he's good enough to beat him? And yeah, like, subscribe, the usual goodness, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching and listening.